Princess Bride. It was a great movie.
So let's take a look at two of his little comments here. I don't really want to, I don't really do a lot of Musk stuff just because I don't really find him to be that interesting. Like I said, he just kind of says the cyberpunk answer that we should all have already understood to not be in favor of, but for whatever reason people are. But let's take a look. There's a Chat GPT one that I don't really care too much about. So we're gonna watch. I guess he was complaining about people who work from home, and then what's it called? And then some free speech nonsense. So let's just get into it. Let's give the man a chance.
Look, I'm a big believer that people are more productive when they're in person, and really,
well,
man,
that's really nice if you're a big believer in it. But if I remember correctly, don't studies show people are more productive when they work from home? Productivity, work from home. Let's see. Oh boy, which article? Let's see. We have Apollo Technical. Let's see, January of 2023. Surprising working from home productivity statistics in 2023. Performance can increase up to 13% by working from home. A study by Stanford of 16,000 workers over 9 months found that working from home increased productivity by 13%. The increase in performance was due to more calls per minute, attributed to a quieter, more convenient working environment, and working more minutes per shift because of fewer breaks and sick days. In the same study, workers also reported improved work satisfaction and attrition rates were cut by 50%. Working remotely can increase productivity up to 77%. 77% of those who work remotely at least a few times per month show increased productivity, with 30% doing more work in less time and 24% doing more work in the same period of time, according to a survey by Connect Solutions. All right. And this is like the first thing that pops up. We can, let's see. Oh, we have a Forbes one. Okay. Forbes, we have workers are less productive. Fuck you. Okay, fine. Let's see if we can productive at least. Fuck. Can we like, at least that's what their bosses think. Okay, so Forbes. So actually, that's not true. On average, remote work productivity was over 7% higher than in-office productivity. And this is Forbes talking. Business News Daily, productivity rising among employees who work from home. Why remote workers are productive. Are we really more productive working from home? Chicago Booth. Business.com, are employees more productive working from home? Let's take a look. The professional and mental differences between... According to a Buffer survey, 99% of workers would prefer to work remotely. Okay, that's obviously. Switching off from work may also be a problem. What does working from home mean? Oh my God, go away. God, so many fucking ads. Wait, is my ad blocker on? I need to check that. Outside, lunch breaks, some productivity benefits to work remotely. Bottom line, current climate is one of uncertainty. Okay, so this one, let's see. In fact, recent Gartner survey, 3 out of 4 of the financial executives questioned will consider moving 5%. Okay, I don't care about these people. Okay, so this article is kind of useless. Workers, traveler. Oh, that's insurance. Vox, Americans who work from home are getting more productive. Yeah, they're. Just Google, just the first batch of the first page of Google results are you can get quite a few sources to give you the information. But for Elon, it's just why not? I want them in office.
And the whole sort of work from home thing, it's like, I think it's. Look, there are some exceptions, but I kind of think that the whole notion of work from home is a bit like the fake Marie Antoinette quote, "Let them eat cake." It's like really.
I love the idea that this guy's justifying his mindset through a quote that's actually fake. Like through a quote that's like fake. He's like, all right, let me demonstrate this with something that's also untrue. That's my favorite thing. For him to like disregard like all studies and all findings, he will then quote a fake quote. Love that. I love that for Elon.
You're going to work from home, and you're going to make everyone else who made your car come work in the factory. You're going to make the people who make your food that gets delivered that they can't work from home.
Well, yeah, but does he understand anything? That's how service economies work. That's also how manufacturing facilities work. There has to be people to make the cars. So yeah, that is kind of the physical labor. Do you want to know what the actual problem is with this? Like the idea that you would say like, oh, you gonna, can I do, I don't think I can do Musk's voice. Can I? Cause it's like, what is his voice like? It's like, you're gonna, let's see, can I, you're gonna, okay, maybe this is, you're gonna make the people come in and who make the car have to build it with their own hands while you work from home. I don't know if that's actually a really good Musk voice. But yeah, like, first of all, you fucking idiot. The problem is not that there are people who do like scheduling and logistics and like all these other stuff. Like anybody who does like office jobs in like Tesla. The problem is not that those people get to work from home and the manufacturing labor has to come into the factory. That's not actually the problem. The problem is that if the people who are working from home are making more in a way that is rather egregious compared to the manufacturing labor is the actual problem, the compensation for that. Because if you're not going into the office anymore, right? If you are at home using your own internet, not accruing any of the travel costs, any of the, like food costs in terms of like, oh, you have to find somewhere to go out to eat. All of these extra things that compound on top of going into the office, then you should probably see some kind of, okay, you don't have to do those things now. You don't need, we can now afford that and allocate that money to the people who do come into the office or the people who do come in and do that manufacturing labor. There's a really easy way to solve this. It's you adjust the wages of the people who are working from home to account for the fact that they're not incurring travel costs, incurring food costs, or any of the other things. And you increase the wages and you compensate, you now take that little bit that you can from them and pay it to the people who are doing the performative labor, who are doing the manufacturing labor. That way, those people now get they get their little bump up for being the people who have to show up. If you want people to show up, then, you should probably either pay them a little bit more or compensate them for that. But either way, this isn't even it's not a moral issue. If they can do their job from home, then they should be allowed to do their job from home. There's no reason why they should have to be in the office unless there's a necessity for them to be there.
The people that come fix your house, they can't work from home, but you can?
Does
that seem morally
Yeah,
right?
you fucking idiot. This is the relation of service industry.
Issue?
Yes.
I mean, I see it more as
it's a productivity issue, but it's also a moral issue.
It's a format issue. That what he's describing, what he's comparing is the managerial class and the service industry that supports that managerial class. Is it unfair? Absolutely. But the thing he's not asking for or even advocating for a fix, a solution, a reciprocal relationship between service industry workers and these managerial workers. He's not advocating for that. He's just saying, come into the office. That's it. That's absolutely it. There is no solution for the service industry worker. The service industry worker, if I'm delivering your food, if I'm making your cars, whatever, it doesn't affect me one iota. if you're at work or if you're at the office or you're at home, you're still gonna call me if you want food. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter one bit. It doesn't matter at all. So like, this isn't even a solution to address some kind of any kind of inequality here. This is just this is just a weird power trip thing from him. There's nothing moral about this.
A moral high horse with the work from home bullshit, because they're asking everyone else to not work from home while they do.
Well, I can't do his accent.
It's still going on. This battle
He's got
is still
such a
happening.
weird accent.
I mean, leaders of organizations, and I speak to plenty of them, I want people back. I want people back. 3 days a week, they're still battling. It's not clear that it's ever going to change.
And what for? The question you always kind of ask yourself is like, what for? What are the advantages? If productivity is up, right? If the actual productive labor is getting done at a better clip, at a better pace, if you are outputting a lot better work, then what is the necessity for people to come back in? And as far as I can tell, it's mostly just an aesthetic thing. It's a personal, I like having people in the office. And what I find, at least from my personal experience, is if your boss wants you in the office, but yet you are producing more, if not the same amount of work working from home, it's not because of your performance. It's because they want to micromanage. And because without people to lord over the position of being a boss in any office just isn't as attractive. Like, it just isn't. What's a king without, what's a lord without his peasants? Let's be honest here. That is the relationship that he has here.
People are not coming back 5 days a week.
The laptop class is living in La La Land. Okay.
What if we just went to 4-day work weeks? No reason why we couldn't.
Look at the cars. Are people working from home here? Of course not.
Well, they have to build the cars, idiot.
People were, building cars, servicing the cars, building houses, fixing houses.
This is still service industry. This is still service industry.
That people
Did he just learn what the service industry is?
It's messed up.
He never thought of that.
Yes, they have to go to work, but you don't.
Again, as a cook at a restaurant, let me say this now. I don't give a fuck that people work from home who work in office jobs. What I have a problem with is that people who work from home for these office jobs, for a bunch of this this Tesla, for any of these, financial institutions, whatever, right? Any of these more like clerical jobs. The problem I have is the devaluation of people like my work, the cooks of the world, the people who feed every single one of you motherfuckers, Elon Musk included. And this is why I say he's not arguing for better pay, for better conditions, for a better relationship, for some more, for a better relationship between the managerial class, between the office working class and the service industry class. He's not arguing for any of this for any of us. My life doesn't get better because they go work back in the office. My life doesn't get affected at all. I still am getting paid the same, good, I get paid well enough, but overall, in the service industry, in the industry that keeps the people of this country fed, people are underpaid constantly. The work, I had somebody in my fucking YouTube comments trying to make some snide comment about how burger flipping is not a, try to do just a burger flipper or whatever. The disrespect that we as a culture here in the United States have for people who put food on every one of these motherfuckers' tables is the actual problem. It's not because some people get to have jobs that are mostly on computers and stay home. That's not the problem. The problem is those people get incredibly good wages compared to the people who are supporting everybody else. If you're working for some, whatever company, I don't know. I can't name fucking business companies. If you're working for Arrow, I have no fucking clue what they do. I think they do software. I have no idea they're a sponsor at the at like Coors Field. If you work for like Arrow, you work in an office, right? You probably get paid like 60, 70, you know, maybe even 80 up to 100K for going to the office, filling out some spreadsheets, doing some other stuff. Work that I don't think is unvaluable. But every single day, there are people who put on clothes, who wake up early, who prep food for hours, who slave over grills, who slave over fryers, who have to clean with like, you know, dangerous what's the word, like commercial chemicals every single day, making sure that the people who make 100K a year working in some office filling out spreadsheets can get a decent lunch. And all we're asking is a little bit of a bigger piece of the pie, a more fair piece of the pie. I'm not asking for 100K, but it'd be nice if people who cooked food for everybody else in the society for a living was able to buy houses, you know, able to actually have lives, be able to do, you know, go out and like actually do stuff. Most people I know don't make a whole lot in my industry. And for that reason, I'll end up just doing drugs and hanging out with each other all the time. That's most of the time what I see in my industry. So, you know, I just want everyone to be in a better place. But that's not what Elon wants. Elon wants to have some peons that he can go bother at the office cubicle. Meanwhile, they're gonna do the same thing. They're still gonna buy Uber Eats. They're still gonna go to that restaurant down the street, and those people are still gonna get paid the same piffy wages they've always gotten paid.
How is that? That is, it's not just a productivity thing. I think it's morally wrong.
Although productivity is definitely impacted too.
Also, keep in mind, this is the guy who a lot of his money comes from the stock market, which owning stock is not working, is not value creation.
You know, it's like,
so if you want to work at Tesla, you want to work at SpaceX, you want to work at Twitter, you got to come into the office every day.
Yes, I mean, you know, like I'm not saying, I'm saying like, look, put 40 hours in, you know, and frankly, it doesn't even need to be like, you know, Monday through Friday, you know, you could work Monday through Thursday. And I'm also not saying no one should take, I mean, I think people should take vacations. Like I work 7 days a week, but I'm not expecting others to do that.
Yeah, and when he says 7, it's like, okay, what is working to you? Working to him is dicking around on his phone on Twitter, probably answering some emails, dicking around on his computer on at Tesla. Like at the end of the day, this is a guy who doesn't build anything. He's just the figurehead of some companies. He just stands atop everybody else's work and takes credit for it. Because he answers some emails, because he signs some paperwork, because he probably, emails his new CEO of Twitter. He calls that working. You know, every day I have to hear, oh, he works hard. Doing what? Answering phone calls, answering emails, dicking around, looking at code he halfway understands. Like, come on, this isn't work. If you're going to talk about like work, if you're going to really, really do this hot, you know, this moralistic argument of like work, I'll show you fucking work. You can come and do a shift at my restaurant and you can tell me how you feel about work. Like, if you're working 7 days a week, that tells me that your work is incredibly easy. Like, I would do this 7 days a week if I could. And I still wouldn't characterize it as like, oh man, I work like 7 days a week. Cause I'd be like, no, I stream, I talk and I yell. Like, and I commentate on things. That's not working. That's not, you know, it's not labor the same way that like his engineers are performing labor. Okay, 1 second. Let me, I'm quite parched. Let me go grab water. I'll be back in like a second. And we're back. Okay. Sorry about that. I just realized I forgot to grab my water before stream. And talking for the length of time that I do will wear on your voice. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is the Right. Twitter now. Cool.
Let's talk a bit about your tweets, because it comes up a lot. Even today, it came up in anticipation of this. I mean, you do some tweets that seem to be, or at least give support to some who would call others conspiracy theories.
Wow, this is some fucking muckraking journalism going on here. You seem to write some tweets that some say might sort of, kind of, possibly may be in support or maybe in the realm of conspiracy. Some say conspiracy or alleged conspiracy theories. Like just say you like. Why do you fucking respond and tweet support for conspiracy theories?
Well, yes, but I mean, honestly, some of these conspiracy theories.
I can't do his voice. It's just not a thing I can do.
Which ones?
Well, like the Hunter Biden laptop.
That's true.
What's true? I love like these guys, dude. Like it's just like he might as well this is the funny thing to me. A lot of these guys will literally just say the Hunter Biden laptop, to which the question always becomes, what about it? You just said the Hunter Biden laptop. Great. Love it. What happened with that? And is it what? It exists? Hunter Biden owned a laptop at some point? Is it the content on it? Like, what is it about the Hunter Biden laptop? But that's the thing, right? There isn't anything about it. There is no factual or interesting nugget of information pertaining to it. It's just a thing they say. It's just,
Blippity blop blop boop.
That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. Every time somebody says Hunter Biden laptop, it's just
Blippity blop blop boop.
That's all it is. That's all it is. It might as well say nothing.
Yeah. So, that was a pretty big deal. There was Twitter and others engaged in active suppression of information that was relevant to the public. That's a terrible thing that happened. That's election interference.
A terrible thing that happened.
How do you make a choice? You don't see. I mean,
and it's like, wait. So what's the thing that happened? Oh, the Hunter Biden laptop. People didn't hear about it. So Trump didn't win. And it's like, wait. First of all, can you prove that if people heard about the laptop, that it would have been true? Because the argument is always, well, if the Hunter Biden laptop story wouldn't have been suppressed, then Biden would have lost. To which case you have to ask, like, well, if a rock fell on Biden's head from like the fucking moon, he also would have lost because he'd have been dead. But that didn't happen now, did it? And when it comes to the Hunter Biden laptop story, okay, what information is it that would have led to Joe Biden losing? And considering we've seen some of the, nobody's been able to implicate Biden directly to any of this stuff. And considering, as far as I know, it all comes back to, oh yeah, he got some jobs because he's the vice president's son. Whoa, people peddling their political connections for jobs? Fucking color me shocked. It's not like it happens every day with every representative. Like, yeah, like your career is kind of contingent and can be, or not, maybe not contingent, but can be set up in a beneficial way to you if you have connections. That is, it's not, I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's not about what you know, it's who you know.
In terms of when you're going to engage. I mean, for example, even today, Elon, you tweeted this thing about George Soros. Well, I'm looking for it because I want to make sure I quote it properly. But I mean,
you didn't have the.
You basically.
It reminds me of my.
You didn't have the paper. God damn, dude. Is this the quality of journalism that CNBC has? Jesus.
Benito, this is like, calm down, people. This is not like made a federal case out of it.
You also, you said he wants to erode the very fabric of civilization, and Soros hates humanity. Like, when you do something like that, do you think
I think that's true. That's my opinion.
Okay, but why share it?
Well, wait, what?
Why share it? Especially because,
okay, yeah, that's a dumb fuck question. The question isn't why share it. The question is, what basis do you have for that statement? Like, sure, you can say whatever you want. Yeah, you're right. It is a free country. You get to just say whatever you want. But the actual question here is why? What about George Soros? The answer is because he's Jewish, by the way. But what about George Soros to Elon Musk? Does he come to this conclusion? What drives him to come to this conclusion? Like, why would any, like, I say Matt Walsh is a demonic piece of shit who should be deported from the country. But I have reasons behind that. I at least can say, like, oh, I think his rhetoric is really damaging and he pushes active hate and violence towards marginalized communities in this country. That, you know, you can say, like, oh, is that really grounds for deportation? And I would say, well, it might not be legally, but that's just my opinion, man. But, like, at least, like, for fucking Elon, it's just like, oh, well, I just said it. And it's and half of the problem with this is this fucking dumbass interviewer who's just like, oh, well, you know, why would you know what, like, why do you need to say that? It's like, why does anybody need to say anything? Don't ask him about why he says something. Ask him about the validity of what he's actually saying. He's a public figure. He's the owner of one of, if not the largest, like, mass communication platforms in the world. Ask him why he has access to so much information, boundless levels of information, and yet still says dumb shit and dog whistly shit like the Soros tweet. Like, that might be the actual question.
Why share it when people who buy Teslas
Thank you,
may
Wolf.
not
I did
agree
this
with
for you.
Advertisers on Twitter may not agree with you.
Also, it's hot in here. I don't want to wear my hat.
Why not just say,
It's
hey,
here in
I
spirit,
think this. You can tell me. We can talk about it over there. You can tell your friends. But why share it widely?
I mean,
Because I feel like
I'm allowed to say what I want.
You absolutely are. But I'm trying to understand why you do, because you have to know it's got to.
Like, it's not important why he shares it. I want to know how he came to this conclusion. I don't give a shit. Like, the dude is a fucking, like, billionaire fail son. He is going to do whatever it is he wants to do because he can. Because he's always been able to do whatever he wants to do. He's always been rich. He's always been fabulously wealthy. You know, he can do whatever he wants to do. The question is why, or furthermore, the question is how he got to the conclusion to actually throw that tweet out there.
It puts you in the middle of the partisan divide in the country. It makes you a lightning rod for criticism. I mean, do you like that? You know, people today saying he's an anti-Semite. I don't think you are.
No, I'm definitely. I'm like a pro-Semite, if anything.
I believe that probably is the case. Yes. But why would you even introduce the idea then?
Also, Elon's kind of one of those dumb people that I think would,
I mean,
like, doesn't realize that they are an anti-Semite, but when they say Soros stuff, they're just saying, they're just Nazi
posting. Came up in the annual meeting. I mean, you know, do your tweets hurt the company? Are there Tesla owners who say, I don't agree with his political position because, and I know it because he shares so much of it? Or are there advertisers on Twitter that Linda Yaccarino will come and say, you got to stop, man.
Wait, no, that's, oh, God, this is such a bad interviewer. Who the fuck is this guy? The question is not if Tesla owners or if Twitter users like what he's saying. The actual question, if you want to make it about the companies, the question is, if your language, if your Twitter activity negatively affects the companies you run, do you have a responsibility as the chief executive officer to use language that best reflects the company's interests? That's the actual question. There are people who work for you, Mr. Musk. Every time you go out and tweet some dumb fuck anti-Semitic shit, you cost Tesla, you costed, well, I guess Twitter now is public, but conceivably, like, less people use Twitter now, probably. That's like a vague guess on my part. I don't have facts to back that one up. But certainly, if you get into too much hot water as the figurehead of Tesla, you are going to lose us money in the stock market in valuation, meaning you are hurting the company. Do you have a responsibility to the people who work for you, who create the value that you live off of, to deliver results that keep them economically stable? Is that your responsibility? To which, let's be clear, his answer will be no. And his answer is going to be no, because he's a capitalist. And under capitalism, Elon Musk can fucking take his company to the moon or take it to the fucking crater of Death Valley. It doesn't matter. It's his company. He gets to run it. If he wants to run it in the ground at the expense of every single worker who works for him, he can. And it's why I support democracy in the workplace. It's why I am a supporter of socialism as a system over capitalism. Like democratic work, this is why I argue and would argue for democratic workplaces, democratic control of workplaces. Because if you just have some psycho CEO like Elon Musk ready to kill the company over some nonsense Soros tweet, then like you, the worker who's creating value with your labor, should not be at the whims of this fucking moron. Like,
I can't get these ads because of some of the things you tweet.
the fucking brain on this guy. It's fucking hollow up there, man. I can hear the wind thrashing off of the inside of this fucker's skull. Jesus. Oh my God.
You know, I'm reminded of
Oh.
the scene in The Princess Bride.
I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut this up so fucking much.
Great movie.
Great.
Did I just say Princess Bride?
Where he confronts the person who killed his father.
Princess Diaries.
says-
Better movie. I'll die on this hill. Fight me.
Offer me money. Offer me power. I don't care.
Dude, what is this LARPy bullshit? What is this? I haven't seen this movie, but what is this LARPy bullshit? Oh my God. This dude fucking lives in a fucking GIF, man. Elon Musk is a fucking living GIF. Like, I don't think he's human. I don't think he is. I think he's all code. He's made up. He's fictional. He's just really good CGI. No human can act like this and be real. There's just no way. There's no way. He has to be a fucking like synth. He has to be he's gotta be like that robot from iRobot. There's no other explanation. You cannot be this embarrassing of a like sentient being and still like appear in public. There's just no way. There's no way. He's not real. Elon Musk is fake. This is what I choose to believe from now on. He's just fake. He's not real.
So you just don't care. You want to share what you have to say.
I'll say
Dude,
what I want to say, and if the consequence of that is losing money, so be it.
The consequence isn't just you losing money, you fucking moron. There are people who work for your company. If it sinks, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, let's just keep going.
Okay. But
Oh my
I mean,
God.
when you link to
Whenever
somebody
anybody
who's
tells you, by
talking
the way,
about
that they
guy
start a
who
business to
killed
create opportunities for
children
other
at a
people,
mall and
this is
now
actually how
it's-
they think, by the way. Nobody actually
say
creates
something like it
businesses
might be a
to create
bad
opportunities
psyop.
for
I'm not quite
employment.
sure what
That's
you
just
meant, but-
that's just a thing that they say to market
In that
themselves.
particular case, there was somehow that's not that the obviously people were killed, but it was, I think, incorrectly ascribed to be a white supremacist
What?
action.
Wait, are we talking? What are we talking about?
That's not
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
in that particular case.
Not quite sure what you meant, but you say something like it might be a bad psyop. I'm not quite sure what you meant, but
Oh, is he talking about the fucking Allen shooting? Oh, you fucking moron. Ay, ay, ay.
In that particular case,
Okay.
there was
He's got to do the thinking meme or fucking emoji.
somehow that's
Ay, ay, ay.
not that that obviously people were killed, but it was, I think, incorrectly ascribed to be a white supremacist action, and the evidence for that.
Okay. So for Elon, he's like, all right, look, do they have Nazi tattoos? Yes. Does that make them a skinhead? I don't know. But, like, dude, you get Nazi tattoos. You're a skinhead. I'm sorry. I don't care if, like, you know, you come from Mexico. There are Mexicans who can be racist. And if I remember correctly, like, what's the pic? Okay, I'm going to look up the picture of the dude who did the shooting, but I'm not putting it on screen because I don't want to give him, you know, I don't want to platform some fucking Nazi. But let's see. Alan Mall. Show me a picture of this fucker. Do we not have pictures of this guy? Do we only have, oh, let's see. Service, memorial service. What we know, yeah, show me. Can I, oh, is that their name? Okay, let's see. Uh-huh. Wait, is this, no way. What is this? Is that the picture of the dude? Is this him? I mean, you know, he's got that, like, ugly ass look. So, I mean, it tracks that he'd be a fucking Nazi. But yeah, like, you know, as a Hispanic, we do fill out there is the non-Hispanic and Hispanic white categories that you can fill out in the census. So I wouldn't be surprised if and also it doesn't matter. You can be a Nazi and be Mexican. You can be a Nazi and be literally anything. The requirement is get a swastika tattoo. That's kind of the line that we draw here.
Was some obscure Russian website that no one's ever heard of that had no followers. And
well, obviously this guy heard of it.
The company that found this is Bellingcat.
Right.
And do you know what Bellingcat does? PsyOps.
Right. I couldn't really even follow exactly what it was you were trying to...
Like, okay, can you demonstrate that for me, please? Like, can you do something other than say that they do PsyOps? Like, this is the answer of somebody who doesn't actually know. They've just heard about it and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's really convenient for my narrative. Like, can you demonstrate that for me, please? And specifically with this story, because regardless of if they did like 10 PsyOps in the last like year, but like everything checks out for this, and also the police have already confirmed that the dude was a Nazi, then it sounds like they got it right this time. So
there, so that's in part why I was curious.
I'm saying that I thought the ascribing it to white supremacy was bullshit.
Okay.
And that the information
being a Nazi is a
that
white supremacist
came from an obscure Russian website and was somehow magically found by Bellingcat, which is a company that
not
does
really magically.
PsyOps.
And there's no proof, by the way, that he was not.
There's no. I would say that there's no proof that he is.
He has swastika tattoos. He has an SS tattoo. What more do we need? I remember, like, this is, understand that the idiot who came on this show and tried to argue about the exact same topic, like what, a day or two after the shooting, that fucking moron, take that fucking moron and then give him billions, make him the second richest person in the world. And that's who Elon Musk is. Like, you know, they say money doesn't make you smarter, and goddamn, does Elon fucking prove it, man. You can have all the money in the fucking world and still be a fucking moron. Still be bereft of actual, actual facts, like actual information. Like, this dude can get any number of information, like an unlimited supply of context, info that he could get, but he just chooses not to. He just adopts whatever narrative is best for him.
And that's a debate you want to get into on Twitter?
Yes. Because we should not be ascribing things to white supremacy if it's false.
Anyway, what was I saying? I just find it to be really, like, we absolutely live in like the worst fucking timeline. We live in the darkest timeline. Maybe not the darkest. We definitely live in one of the darker timelines. Because the guy who's, you know, emerald mine, you know, billionaire son, second richest man in the world, owner of the largest communicative platform on the internet, probably. At least, you know, top 2 easily. A figurehead of a fucking space and electric car manufacturing company. All of, you know, all the things. Like, Elon Musk is and should be like the most inspirational, like smartest, like if we lived in the meritocratic world that we have always been told we live in, then Elon Musk would be our real life, our IRL Tony Stark. You know, we could be living in this world where there's this guy, he's got just unlimited riches, he builds fucking spaceships and electric cars and everything in between. He hosts and he hosts the #1 communication platform in the world and all this stuff, and you think to yourself, man, the guy who does that must be like this, just this fucking dynamo of fucking charisma and energy and intelligence and everything else. And it's depressing to know that the people who sit atop our society, sit atop our planet in terms of the financial hierarchy, the people who can do anything, I mean this, anything. The man could end hunger. He could fucking build Ultron. I don't know. The dude can do literally anything. And what does he spend his time with? Somehow not putting together the simple fact that a dude shot up a mall. He had swastika and SS tattoos. He's probably a white supremacist. That guy, the richest, most capable to do literally anything on this planet person, can't put that simple equation together. Like, oh, it's depressing. It's depressing to think that these idiots, these morons, these clowns sit atop our society, our species, quite frankly. Should be embarrassing for all of us. Okay. Anyway. The thing that they tell, like at the end of all YouTube videos where they tell you to like click on one of these like things to watch more videos. Yeah, I've been meaning to film one of those. So that's what I was doing. I was just setting it up to film one.